Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be starting another grand session on this, and I'm going to be using this pen today, which I totally forgot I bought with Prism Diamond Painting. Haven't had to go to try it out yet, so I'm going to give this a go. Now obviously it's a little bit thinner than the pens I normally work on, but for me I wanted to try their pens out. It's always good when you get a new company and you get to give them a go and see what their paintings are like. I think that's what I like to do best, but yeah, right, so let's get started. On a Saturday night, everybody's moving to the rhythm of ride. We're sending out the messages to all of my friends. You'll be moving in my Mercedes Benz, oh yeah. So it's been a really funny day today. So I got up and I had to book in this gas safety check thingy because the day before I wanted to go to my relatives because I wanted to get Sweet Susie treats on the Monday, but something came up and I couldn't go over there to get it until the next day. And I thought, well, I ain't going to put this, the sweets off again. I need to go and pick them up. So I spoke to the gas contractor to see if they could move it to today, and they did. And partly the reason was the meter needed topping up anyway, because they have to do a test on the meter or something. So yeah, I couldn't do anything until I topped that up. So top that up, and they came today and I said, look, I can do it, but can you do it between 10 and 12? I can't do all day because I don't like all day appointments because you can't get on with nothing you want to do. If I start painting and then he turns up, it's like, yeah. So they said between 10 and 12. He came bang on 10 o'clock, which I thought, oh yeah, brilliant. So that of course meant that he was only here for like 10 minutes, and basically apparently they take the boiler off and there's some sort of computer thing that goes in it that reads any malfunctions with it or anything. So yeah, that was pretty good. We can multi-place this bit. Let me see if I can get some wax. So yeah, that was pretty good. And obviously while doing that I was trying to get hold of the doctors because I need to sorry, I'm just trying to say whether I should say this or not because it's a bit personal. So yeah, I won't say what it is, but anyway, had to get hold of the doctors for something, and I explained that I keep getting headaches and stuff like that, and we were back and forth with Animar and they kept rejecting it, and I thought, do you know what, forget it then. And the most weirdest thing happened. So I get on my Disney Plus, sitting there watching a film. I had a knock at the door, and it says, and I could hear like what sounded like a beeping noise, and I looked out the spy hole because I have a spy hole in my door, and it looked like someone dressed up in a firefighter suit. So I opened the door and he said, the ambulance service, and I'm like, what? I didn't call the ambulance. And he said, oh, your surgery sent us to do like a check because we've had a call from the surgery to come out and check you with your blood pressure and thing. And I'm like, okay, well, they never told me about this, but okay. So there I was. And of course, I didn't want to waste their time, but I said to him, I didn't call you, so who's called you? And apparently the surgery did it. So there's been a mixed communication there. So they came around and done this big bulky ECG machine thing. Done that, sat me down, asked me questions and stuff like that, and then had me ECG checked because it all started off this morning because I was getting pain in my chest. And they say that if it spreads to your arm, which in this case it did because I was getting pain down the arm, it's a sign of a heart attack. And I think that's where it's led from there. But I think what's happened is, because I didn't reply back, she's actually put on the, let me see if I can find the email, because I want to show you this, because there's obviously some sort of miscommunication going on here. So she put on the email, something to do with... Yeah. I'll have to zoom it up because of GDPR and all that, but... So, she's phoned up and said... there's obviously... She seems to think that it's life-threatening. She's phoned up and said, well, we will have to send an emergency ambulance to assess you medically or go to A&E. But we have offered you face-to-face with a clinician, blah, 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 but you didn't feel able to attend. And I said to her, look, I've got the, this gas check happening. And so, obviously, that's where this ambulance has come from. So, that was quite interesting because I was like, well, I didn't call you, so who's called you, And... yeah, so it turns out that came, so I was sitting there, they were doing all the tests and then put all these bloody wires on me, which is ECG stuff, and he said there's no symptoms of heart attack, and he gave me a printout of a ECG thing. I think what it is if the lines go really like big lines, then it means there's a problem within the heart, but he said it's all come back fine, your blood pressure's a little bit high, but that's fine, and then he said I just want to check your... is it called blood sugars? It's like a little needle they prick you in the top of the finger to get your blood pressure thing. So he said that's good, and he said so I'm just waiting for my colleague because his radio's playing up or something. So he was in the van, and then he came up and I think he was like the main paramedic because the other one was telling him all about the situation. So yeah, so I had that. And then they said there's nothing to worry about, it's all good, no problems whatsoever. But just to rule out anything, whenever I get pain in the chest, I automatically assume it's like a heart attack, and I worry myself too much. But no, it weren't. So I don't know what's causing it. Maybe it's like cramp or something where I've slept in a funny way. Because sometimes if you sleep like in a weird position, it can cause cramp. So yeah, maybe it's how I slept, I don't know. And then after that, he was like, well, I don't know why they've called us out then, because that's what they got told. And it turns out that apparently they said that they got called out because I declined the appointment. And I said to her, I had the gas check. So they've come out and done that. Then they sent me another Anima request and said, we booked you an appointment, we want to see you. So I thought, oh, you're taking the absolute piss now. You really are taking the piss. I don't understand why you need to see me. The paramedic has just said, look, it's all fine, and you still want to see me. So anyway, he said, promise me you will go or you'll have to come to hospital. And I said, I ain't going there. And he said, you promise you'll go. Would you want to lift there? And I was like, no, I can walk, thanks. And they sat outside for ages. They must have left about 15 minutes after, because whenever it's like, like a paramedic or, council come in or, repairs and stuff, they always seem to sit in their vans before for 10 minutes before they leave. They must do some sort of report thing. So then I ended up going to the doctor's surgery again and basically doing me a test where she was really nice. I actually saw a doctor rather than a bloody nurse, because all I ever see is nurses for some reason, and no disrespect, but you can't get the nurse can only do things like blood pressure and stuff like that and blood tests, but the doctor, you need the doctor for more serious things. And so I think it said nurse on the thing, but she sounded like a doctor to me. So she of course done this testing, and she said, can you walk in a straight line but in pigeon-toed? So what that means is you walk like that, then like that, then like that, then like that. Then she asked me to touch her finger and then touch my nose and then follow, like that, where they say that's her finger and then she'll move it there and you go like that and then like that, and then she told me to follow her finger while watching, and yeah, all seems pretty good. She said your blood pressure has come down since taking high blood pressure pills, because I have to take high blood pressure pills, and she said that's come down fine, because before I was on them it was 150 and it's supposed to be 130, and I think, to be fair with you, the job that I was in previously contributed to this. I think that is the main cause of it. I don't know, but yeah, So that's another reason. You'll notice in my videos I'm a lot more relaxed now, and I think it's since I made that decision to leave, I feel more relaxed now. I think that really did contribute to why I was so stressed and, you know, always so like felt like I never got any time to myself and stuff like that. So anyway, I thought this is going to be a complete and utter waste of time, but I went anyway, and it weren't. She actually said that she would give me a you know, full medical and see how it's all going, and that's all good. So that's that sorted. So anyway, going back to this, but it was nice to get the, you know, the reassurance that it's nothing serious, so that's good. And, you know, it's no heart attack. Apparently the blood test would show if there's this heart attack, or the ECG, which is an electrocardiogram where they put wires on you to check your heart activity. It would show on there, and he said it's all fine. But never in my life, I'm 30, yeah, and I've never, ever, ever had to call a paramedic before, but it was just weird because I didn't expect them to knock on the door, because I didn't even know anything about this until she sent the email, and that email came through after the paramedic had been. So, but yeah, it's just really lovely to get the reassurance that everything's okay. We just know that but she said the reason why the headaches, you're getting the headaches, is because the high blood pressure contributes to that or something. So, but yeah, it's just the satisfaction of knowing what the cause is now. So she said since I've been on them, she did a blood pressure thing as well, and she said that it's actually reduced. So it's actually came down to 130, and it was 159. So this pen's lovely to work with, by the way. So that's really interesting. But yeah, and then obviously this guy this morning, oh my god. So I've got 3 carbon monoxide alarms, and the first one got installed by British Gas when I had this little tiny Valiant boiler, and then they changed it to Intergas, which is like a combi boiler, so you don't have to have the immersion heater in the cupboard, and that took away a lot of room, which was great. So basically it's in case if the boiler goes down, you can put the immersion heater on, and it's basically a really expensive way to heat hot water up. Oh my god, it's that bit there, isn't it? This has got some sticking issue. So yeah, and he came around and done his thing, and he put this, I thought, what is he doing? Because I could hear this screwing. And then after, I thought he was putting the cover of the boiler back on, so I didn't think anything of it. And then when he went, he's supposed to give me like a report thing that goes back to the landlord, and that didn't happen. So I emailed the actual contractor and said, could you email me a copy of this, because he's not give me any, you know, he's not give me this thing, and I'm supposed to pass it to the landlord. And I was trying to figure out what he was screwing. So what he's done is he's got this carbon monoxide alarm and screwed it to the door frame of the kitchen door. So I reported that, took a photo and reported that, because I was like, I don't want that. What do you want? You know, 3, there is actually 3 in here now. I've got one that Rob put in, which is the electrician, which I don't mind because that's a better make than the silly fart ass thing on the wall. And yeah, he's put another one on the bloody door frame. And I'm like, why do they keep installing these? And I'm thinking to myself, do you not actually look on the ceiling before you put them on, or on the walls, you know? So they're going to come back out, we've booked a date for the 10th to get that took off, really. Because what I'll do is I take before and after photos, so if there's anything damaged, I can claim on that. Well, I won't be able to get, well, it depends. I mean, if they've damaged the boiler and it's anything white goods are theirs, so if they've damaged that, they've got to fix it. But yeah, I just couldn't believe it. He was a lovely chap though, very, hi mate, you alright? And I was like, yeah. So it's been a really mucked up day, because I was supposed to do some bits on the craft channel, and it's just been a really, really weird day. The whole day has been ruined because of this poxy appointment. I mean, I'm back and forth to that doctor's nearly every sort of, I would say every day really. That's what it seems like. But she says she wants to check me again in 2 weeks' time. And I said, well, I've got a flu jab on the 7th. Can we not do it on the same time? So she's cancelled that. And I'm going to see her and then see Bernadette for the flu jab. So she'll do 2 under 1 appointment, which is nice. What am I looking for? D. Right, that colour was missing, weren't it? So I haven't had the chance to look out for it yet. So, and then they're supposed to be coming out, because when I had this cooker installed, the new one that I fighted 2 years for, the idiot's damaged it. As you can see here, he's cut, as he's put it in, he's made a dig in it. So I'm going to get that replaced. So they're basically renewing that at some point. Because obviously I'm very hot on things. I like, if things aren't right, then I'll recall it. So I should be a manager, really. I love being the boss. I could lead a team of people easy. I'm a very, like, straight to the point person. I like things done and dusted, on time. Oh, no, that is right. Okay. So, yeah. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, you look happy to meet me. I've got a new, oh, bum. Didn't put too much on there, 2 and 2, yeah, so I'll put that one just about, yeah, about there. So, I've got this new box, well, it's not new. I was over at my relatives the other week. It was the day I picked up Susie's Sweet Treats, and I've been reorganising my artwork drawer box because it's just getting filled up with drills and other bits and, you know, magazines and stuff. So what I've done, there's a little box that sits in the big box, and that little box has all the stuff to do with Eddie Stobart in for the second build. So what I've done is I've shuffled a few things around and bring that box over here, because what I'm going to do is, at the moment, all my drills for all the paintings that are not kitted up are in one of my drawers in the other room that I need to put, you know, where I put my clothes and that. So they've had to go in the wardrobe until I can free up this box. So I thought, well, I'll bring that over, and then that can be my diamond painting box. And then, as you know, as we get more paintings done, then it can free up space for, like, putting some bits of the doll's house in that I do. If anyone wants to do that build, just check out Heartship Artworks. Really, really good. So yeah, it's been a funny old day today. Certainly an experience, because I've never, as I said, I've never had paramedics before, so it's all new to me. But I think their walkie-talkie beeps all the time, because throughout the whole of the time he was here, it was going beep, beep, like that. And I think he got fed up in the end, because I saw him take it off and turn it off. But there's like a little camera in the walkie-talkie, so I think they can see, you know, where they are and that. But what happens normally, if the ambulance comes out, once they've sorted out their patient, they will then ring. The control room will then, they must click a button that tells them that they're finished, and then the control room will then say, you know, thanks for that, either come back, or they may, sometimes you see them on programs and they'll ring up and they'll go, right, are you on your way back? We've got another patient, can you go to, you know, so yeah. But they came in one of them transit vans, not the big square ones. I know this sounds really weird, but I'd love to go in a ride in one of them. My dad had a terrible accident years ago. He was cutting the carpet, and we said to him, slow down. I mean, I was only a kid at the time, so I don't recall that far back. I only know bits and pieces of it. And yeah, he was basically in a rush. I can't recall why he was in a rush. And he's going like that. This Stanley blade wasn't the correct type of Stanley blade. it had like sailing planes are normally a triangle shape, but this had a hook on it, so it went down with like a little hook, and he was rushing, and we're like, slow down, you're going to cut yourself in a minute. And then all of a sudden he really yelled and he passed out, and it turns out that he cut into this part of the hand, but he must have nipped a vein or something, because he was proper nearly passed out on the bed. And obviously we had to ring the ambulance, there's blood all gushing out, and so we rang the ambulance. What am I looking for? Is that B or 8? B. Must be over there. Hang on a minute. B. Oh, I know it's up here somewhere because I had it. I've moved again. I've moved over to the cooker side because I'm fed up with keep getting up and down for the drills. Yeah, so anyway, all this blood's gushing out where he's nipped his hand trying to rush on the carpet, and he was near enough passing out, so we had to quickly jump on the phone to the ambulance. They got here pretty quick. This was years ago, probably when I was about 7 or 11. I can't remember that far back, but it was definitely a few yonkish years ago. So we phoned the paramedic, and you know what my dad's like. He don't like carrying bags. He don't like going in ambulances. He's a very weird person, very fussy in what he does. And he will basically, if he's carrying a bag, he carries it like on his wrist. He won't touch the bag. Don't ask me why, I don't know the question. But it's definitely not normal. And it's like he feels the bag's dirty. But anyway, he didn't want to lie down on the bed. So then he ended up standing in the back of the ambulance, just holding on to the handrail thing. And they had to stop the vehicle because he was in so much pain or something. So yeah, I don't know how they controlled it, but he had to stay in overnight. It's funny what you can talk about on a whip and chat, isn't it? But yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I know I shouldn't really blame my granddad, but I blame my granddad for this high blood pressure because he had, he's always had problems with his heart because there was a incident and my dad's brother, I don't know what happened, but he punched my granddad's, he kicked him in the head, he fell on the floor. And so I understand, I think what was happening is one of his brothers, my dad's, or something to do with my dad's relations, started on my mum. And so that's obviously got up my granddad's nose a bit. And of course he's retaliated and he's got into defensive mode. That's just going to keep coming off. That's really starting to annoy me. Epoxy thing. Why won't it stick? So yeah, anyway, he's fell on the floor, and I don't know the ins and outs because this was years ago. I can't recall that far back. And he fell on the floor, and of course Andy's kicked him in the head, and ever since then he's had blackouts. He had triple bypass of his heart, and I think that's probably where I've now got this epoxy high blood pressure. So, but to have a triple bypass, I mean that's incredible on how he survived that, you know. Right, just got to get up again. Get that one. So yeah, then we had to get like a restraining order put against him, and it's quite difficult because he lives at the bottom of the road to where my granddad lives, so it's really, really difficult. 9 again, B. So yeah, it was really annoying, really, but yeah. And then I've obviously got his X-rays back and stuff, but So these headaches, I actually said to the doctor, can I have a CAT scan or CT scan, whatever it's called? And they were like, no, we need you to come to the surgery and stuff like that. And it's just like, ugh, so annoying. But yeah. So I'm hoping that tomorrow we can have a much more... Hello, what was that? So I'm hoping that tomorrow we can have a much more restful day and be much better, because today's just gone out the window. What threw it out was this bloody gas check, because it's so important. You have to have this gas check for some idiot to come round and mess around with the boiler. Because the problem is, every time someone's come out to do the check, the boiler's always gone wrong. I can't remember what video it was, but I did vaguely speak about this guy that used to be with a contractor called Robert Heath, and his name was George, and he couldn't work out how to get the cover off the boiler off, because it's an intergas, so it's a touchscreen. So he goes in with it with a screwdriver and cuts the whole panel off, and I got £250 compensation for that, because he's damaged it, and it caused, for whatever reason, the touch panel weren't working. So I had to go like 2 months. This was ages ago, but I had to go like 2 months without no gas. I mean, you're a gas engineer and you're stabbing it with a screwdriver to get it off. Do you not read the manual? But he was crap. Every time he came here, all he did was look at the manual and go, right, that's, I don't know what the problem is, and I'll report it back to the office and go home. But apparently the guy after that, I mean, my landlord, they swap and change like no tomorrow with gas contractors. This is now the 3rd time they've changed it. But yeah, these guys seem okay. But apparently the other guy that came out after Robert Heath, the other one, he actually told me that he's, because my pipes had to be rerouted for some apparent reason. Apparently when the building was put here, they put it with 8mm pipes, and apparently it's supposed to be, I think it's 9mm or something like that. The pipes have to be a specific size. So he had to reroute the pipes and that was probably like a 3-hour job. And yeah, so he then said, oh, that guy, George, he's actually, you'll be pleased to know that he's actually been fired. And I thought, yes, hooray! Because he was bloody useless. Him and bloody Alan, or Adam, whatever his poxy name is, he was a waste of space as well. Because he ordered the wrong size pipe. So that obviously pushed things back. So, yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I love these places. These are my favourite because they're nice and chunky, and you can see you can fit quite a lot of wax in there. So I'm pleased I've been able to get some of this done tonight, because I didn't get much of time to do it yesterday or the day before. A sailor went to sea to see what he could see, and all that he could see was the bottom of the deep sea. But this lovely pinky colour. Hello TikTok. You have 4 notifications, okay? I'll have a look at that. But yeah, you never know, in a couple of days' time we might be down to this bright pink down here. But they're now saying on the news that the ambulance are striking now, aren't they? It's never ending. And I used to shop on an app called Cherries, and I've just had an email to say that they've closed now. The amount of companies going out of business because of this. I had an email, I couldn't believe it. I've only ordered from there once and it's great. But this is the email I got, something to do with, yeah, look at that. Another company gone. And the Cherries was great, you could get everything at near enough £1. So it says here, where is it? We're sad to announce the closure of Cherries and want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has ever been a part of Cherries' journey. We're no longer accepting new orders, but all open orders are still being processed. Love, Team Cherry, and thank you and goodbye, apparently. So they don't understand, you know, the amount of problems it's causing. You know, why can't they just give everyone the money they need? You know, it's seeing a lot of companies go out of business. I've actually emailed them because I'm curious to find out why they've actually closed. You know, because it's a budget-friendly company, so I can't understand why they would have closed. Sad though. I mean, it's devastating. You know, when you've been like a customer for so long, and then you get that. You know, that's why I like to help support small businesses, because it's the small businesses that are the ones that go like that. The small businesses will go, they'll go under, you know, fast, because they're a small business. Giants like Amazon won't, but yeah, I think in this day and age, with this bloody cost of living problem, I mean, it's so depressing hearing it. I'm just fed up with it. And you know, you just need to try and support them as best you can with the small businesses, and try and really support them, really. I mean, every company and everyone is struggling. You know, they're saying that we're getting a pay rise. Well, we're not getting that until April. That's not going to help now when we need it now, you know? I've never seen this country in such a state. But we are the UK, and we will get through it, like we always do. As I said, apologies if it sounds like I'm moaning. I say things, the way I work is I say it how it is. So I say things how I see it. So, which I can appreciate sounds like I'm moaning, but I really am not. And I think that's where people perceive me wrong as well. So tonight I had sausage and beans, 2 sausages with some beans. Didn't really fancy anything else, but and then earlier I've decided to chuck a lot of my paintings. I've decided to return some of the paintings I bought, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm buying all these paintings, they're just getting stacked up, and I'm not probably going to get to them for a while yet. And that's why, you know, the shorts video I put up, that's why I put that video up, because I want to show you, one, how the new glue gun works, and number 2, to show you how much backlog I've got still. And I've had a couple of questions about how do you get the paintings off the wall with the glue gun. Believe you me, glue gun glue is so easy to get off. I only have to like pull it gently and it will come off. So it's really, really easy. It's better than blue tack. But the cartridges go so quick. But yeah, it is what it is, la 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 la. What's in Matilda? What's in Matilda? Come and waltz in Matilda with me. Yeah, let's play that. What's it called? I might get copyright, but oh well. I'm not monetized, so I won't get the revenue for that. So I don't get a copyright strike for that. So I may get a copyright strike, but it won't affect me because I'm not monetized. So it only affects you if you're getting the revenue, in which case I'm not. So yeah, this is the one I like. Nathan Lay. Is it Nathan Lay? Nathan Waltzing Matilda. I think it's Nathan Lay. And the band played Watson. Yeah, there we go. I love this guy. He's got a really beautiful voice. I'm just going to mute that because of adverts. I have premium on my other account, but I can't have 2 of 1 premium. You're only allowed the 1 premium, if you get me. Here we go. Oh, beautiful.
Now when I was a young man, I carried me hack, and I lived the free life of a rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty old track, Well, I waltz my Matilda
all over.
Then in 1915, my country said, son, it's time you stopped rambling, there's work
to be done.
So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun. And they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the cheers, the flag
it's not
waving
really Valentine's Day song.
we sailed off for Gallipoli.
Waltzing Matilda.
And how well I remember that
terrible day.
How our blood stained the
Fucking
sand
jaws come
and
off
the
again.
water.
Toxin thing.
And of how in that hell that they called
I'm gonna leave that because it's just gonna keep popping.
we were butchered
Anyone's got
like
ideas for that too,
lambs
let me
at
know.
the
Thank you so much.
slaughter. Johnny Turkey was waiting.
Turkey?
He
How
primed
rude.
himself well. He showered us with bullets and he rained us with shell. And in 5 minutes flat, he'd blown us all to hell. Nearly blew us right back to Australia. But the band played Waltzing Matilda. When we stopped to bury our slain, we buried ours, and the Turks buried theirs. Then we started all over again. And those that were left, well, we tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death, and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, though around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me ass overhead, and when I woke up in my hospital bed, and I saw what it had done, well, I wished I was dead.
Charming. Okay, nice.
There were worse things than dying. For I'll go home, waltzing Matilda. All around the
This is what I sometimes
British
listen to when I'm
flag
like doing an off-camera project.
to
So
hump
relaxing.
20 pegs. A man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me.
Here we go.
So they gathered the crippled, the wounded, the maimed, and they shipped us back
I
home.
love the fact
to
we're getting the leaves in
Australia.
there, so that's nice.
The legless, the armless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Sula. And as our ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be, and thank Christ there was nobody
Waiting for me.
to grieve, to mourn, and to pity. But the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood and stared. Then they turned all their faces away.
Here we go.
And so now every April I sit on me porch and I watch the parades pass before me. And I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, reviving old dreams of past glories. And the old men march slowly, old bones stiff and sore. They're tired old heroes
Oh, it's a bloody long song, isn't it?
forgotten war. And the young
must be
people
an extended
ask,
version.
what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. But the band played Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But as year follows year, more old men disappear. Someday no one will march there at all.
This is the best bit. Here we go.
Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda,
who come a waltzing Matilda with me.
and their ghosts may be heard as they march by that pillar. Who come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Well, there is another one, and it goes like this. Let me get it. Here we go. Does anyone know this song? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh. Uh-oh. Let me just mute that. I have to mute the adverts, you see. Right, are you ready? Are you ready? Who knows this? Here we go. 6, 7, 8.
Up to mighty London came an Irish lad one day. All the streets were paved with gold, so everyone was gay, singing songs of Piccadilly, Strand and Leicester Square, till Paddy got excited and he shouted to them there.
Here we go.
It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, on the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly, farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. Paddy wrote a letter to his Irish Molly-o, saying, should
Where's
you
my
not
3?
receive it right and let me know. If I make mistakes in spelling, Molly dear, said he, remember it's the pen that's bad, don't blame the man on me. It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go.
I can't find this one.
Way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly, farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, well, my heart's right there.
Here we go.
Molly wrote a neat reply to Irish Paddy-o, saying Mike Maloney wants to marry me, and so leave the Strand and Piccadilly, or you'll be to blame. For love has fairly drove me silly, hoping you're the same. It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly, farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there.
Yeah. And we've got one more I've got to play this. Here we go. Does anyone know this one? Are you ready? Again, we've got adverts, I suspect. Yeah. But good. Guess what, guys? Oh, hang on, it's coming up. Here we go.
Creation experience.
Beep, 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 beep. There we go. Who knows this one? 5, 6, 7, 8.
Private Perks is a funny little codger with a smile. A funny smile. 5 feet none, he's an awful little dodger with a smile. A funny smile.
Who knows the song? Can you guess?
He can't be suppressed. All the other fellows have to grin when he gets this off
Your chest. Here we go. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Why you hallucinate your bag? Smile, boys, that's the start. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile. So oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Let's go.
Private Perks went a-marching into Flanders with his smile, his funny smile. He was loved by the privates and commanders for his smile, his funny smile. When a throng of Germans came along with a mighty swing, Perks yelled out, "This little bunch is mine. Keep your heads down, boys, and sing."
So, pack up your troubles with your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Why you Lucifer to light your bag? Smile, boys, that's the start. Here we go. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile. So, and smile, smile, smile. Yes, we've got the idea. Oh, so fun. Why you Lucifer to light your fire? Smile, boy, that's sorry, wrong button. See you so worrying. It never was worthwhile. So and smile, smile, smile. Beautiful. So as you can see, I do love me singing. So yeah. Baby, you are beautiful, beautiful. We can't play that because it's not Sunday yet. Every Sunday we're going to be playing that. Look, this jewels fell off again. But I have exciting news, guys. Are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready, get steady, and rumble, everybody rumble. No, I actually got this sexy lead. Look how beautiful and vibrant this is. I got my new iPhone charger. So it's brilliant. As I said previously, I have to charge it on a base thing. And now we've got that wire. It means we can do the 6-hour live. Yes! So that's going to be rebooked. I think I've booked it in for next Tuesday, which will be... Got to turn around. Ooh, that's going to be the 7th of February, I think. But yeah. What's the use of worrying? I'm so tired. Oh, I've been up since 7:30, so. But that's the other thing the doctor said. I said, well, I'm having trouble sleeping as well. I used to be on promethazine, which is basically, it's not long term, but it's like a short term pill to help you try and get to sleep. So I used to be on that, but she said to try and get sleep, and she goes, do you play the Xbox? And I'm like, no. But yeah. one game I used to love with the Xbox or PS2 was, you know, the Simpsons game, but where you can drive that little, there's like a school bus and a clown car, and the one challenge I found difficult on that is the race, where you have to race around this massive loop thing and beat the other car. And I think the idea was you won the clown car if you got that. But it was, I had the steering wheel back then and it was really good. Oh, I need to go to bed. I did have an early night last night because I was up at 7:30 again, and I slept. I never go to bed at like 10 o'clock, and I went to bed at 9:30 last night. Can you believe it? We are the kids in America, for small fee in America. Hey, Macarena. I do apologise about the yawning, but I can't help it. I'm going to try and get through 3 centres, but my bed is calling me by the sounds of it. It's saying you need sleep. But I've got another prison order coming on the way. So this one's really exciting. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So apologies if you can hear the one voice. One voice singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice. Shout it out and let's see. See, look, what is going on here? These drills are popping like hell. What the hell? How is this not sticking? Oh, do you know what? What's going on there? There's not even cellophane there. Why? Oh, I see. There's a little bit of cellophane. Look, it's not even staying there. Epoxy thing. If this is going to pop all the time, then we're going to have to make the decision to put it in the bin, because I can't keep having popping drills. I'm going to get some sealant. I did get an email from One Day Saving, and they're doing this sealant for, I think they said $2.99. Apologies about the squeak in there. Right, let's see if we can get some multi-place on this section here, because we've got quite a few set up. And stay tuned, we've got a brand new painting coming up after Cody. As soon as that's finished, I'm introducing a brand new painting. But yeah. Oh, I'm so tired. I really don't want to go to bed though. I've got things to do. I need to watch EastEnders. I've got to catch up with the Martin Lewis show. I've missed it all bloody week. The Michael McIntyre's big show, or whatever it's called, clashes with Waterloo Road, so I can't, I've got to watch the, don't know if I watched the other half, but Dante was really upset, weren't he? He smashed a car up in the old series, and he smashed it up because he's found out that this teacher has basically killed her and kept it to herself, because the judge basically didn't rule in favour of, what happened, and he smashed her car up. And I'm thinking, they must have paid a hell of a lot of money to smash a car up. Unless what's happened is what they've done, the production company has took the real windows out and put what's called sugar glass in, which looks like glass, but it's not real glass, it's like sugar glass. So when you see people walking over what looks like broken bottles with their bare feet, that's actually sugar glass, so it's not going to cut you. So yeah, right, I'm going to get that pink, and then we're going to call it a session, I think. Obsession out of my mind, suspicion keeps me on time. Is it called Obsession or Suspicion? The one from Elvis Presley? I think it's called Obsession. And it goes, why are you me? This is very pungent. But I'll try and find that D colour. I've got a feeling it's not kitted up yet. But yeah. This is so annoying though, because like, I really feel like we need to finish the last 2 lines, but we've done like an hour, so we have to stick to that, I'm afraid. But we will be on the last block from the next session, so that'd be good. I was showing on the breakfast programme today that there's a brand new Red Nose for Red Nose Favourite. It's like a paper version, so I don't know why I went like that, but yes, I don't know, I much prefer the rubber ones, but okay, I'm going to leave that there. So please remember to like, share and subscribe. We are going to be very close, slowly but surely moving on to the next one soon. And yeah, wow. So you can see what's happening with my dog here. The magnet is negative, so that's, as you can see, as I'm pushing it, it's moving away from it because it's negative, it's the wrong side. I'll correct that. But yeah, so we are slowly but surely edging our way to getting this very pungent pink on it. I just hope it doesn't turn out too much dark, but please remember to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell if you want to be notified of other videos that I do, and I'll see you and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much, guys. This is what I'm going to be like on the 6-hour live. I'll probably be so tired. But yeah, see you next time, guys. Bye bye.